Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we had a wonderful meditation. Thanks to Assistant Professor Ilanjarian for conducting this beautiful meditation for us. With the blessings of our Guru, today we are going to brainstorm on the topic sublimation. I'm sure whoever attended the advanced introspection practices of our sky system, that is a simplified Kundalini Yoga system, might have heard about this term sublimation. Before going further about sublimation, let us try to analyze about this word, sublimation. When I heard this term first time in our yoga practices, I was just trying to recall where exactly we have seen this term sublimation before. Then after a brief thought, I could realize that it was appearing in our high school chemistry when we study about the phase transfer. I hope all of you could recall that, right? The phase transfer, when it is happening from solid phase to the vapor phase directly, because normally we all know that solid phase will be getting melted first to liquid phase, then it will be vaporized to vapor phase. But whenever the phase transfer is happening from solid phase directly to the vapor phase, that is termed as sublimation. Then I realized our Guru Maharishi has picked this word with the right meaning to the right place. Okay, here I like to mention a story which some of you might have heard before. There was a husband and wife in a village having some conversation within them. Yeah, before going to the conversation, just a background. The husband is always very keen in attending some kind of spiritual speeches. He is very much fond of the spiritual speech sessions, and wherever there is a spiritual speech, he has to go and attend it sincerely. And he does this repeatedly whenever he had any opportunity. And his wife wants to make fun on this. So this conversation continues like this. The wife asked him, what exactly you are getting by attending all these sessions repeatedly? Because I'm seeing you in last 2 years, you might have attended more than around 30 to 40 speech sessions. And what exactly you achieved by attending this regularly as well as repeatedly? Then the husband didn't answer anything directly, but he said, can you bring some water in this basket to our garden? And then he walked to the garden at the backyard. You know, in villages, there used to be a basket in our homes, right? The basket made by bamboo for carrying some grains and other stuff. He was pointing out such a basket to carry the water to the garden. The wife, deeply involved in the conversation, she took the basket and took some water from the cement tub, which is available in the end of the kitchen. And then she walked to the backyard where the husband is standing in the garden. By the time she reached there, the basket was empty. Since the water spilled through the gaps in the bamboo basket, right? The water cannot be carried in that basket, but she was doing it and it was spilling all the way, and the basket was empty when she reached there. Then the husband said again, I asked you to bring water, but it is empty now. Can you do that again? Then again, on the sake of continuing the conversation, the wife made one more trip mechanically, and the same thing has happened. Then after seeing that, she said that I will bring water for you in a pot if you need water. But let me get the answer for the question. Then the husband said again, no, I want you to bring the water in this basket. If you are coming faster, you can bring the water. That is what I want to see. Then again, she understood he's trying to say something. So let us try and see what he comes with. Okay, and the other way, she wants to prove that also. Whatever the way she tried, she may not be able to do that, but she decided to try that. So she was going faster by taking the water in that basket. And again, the same thing. So next time she tried more faster. And this happened like around 6 to 7 trips she made and not succeeded. Then again, she talked to him. I made almost 6 to 7 trips and wasted my time and water, but I didn't get the answer what I'm looking for. Then the husband started talking to her. Do you think you made useless trips? But can you see the basket now? So he pointed to the basket again and asked her to see that closely. So it appears more cleaner than before. And the husband continued, it is not only the basket, since you are bringing the water and spilling all the way, the floor also got clean all the way along with the basket. So this is what I am getting, even though I am going there to attend the speeches regularly, I may not be directly gaining anything to show from my side, but I lost some of the ill qualities. Like the basket became clean along with the floor, I also got little bit cleaner. This is the way it helps me. Okay, let us come back to sublimation now. In our sky system, Maharishi is mentioning that there are 4 main pillars for our practices. Or we can say that as 4 stages. Actually, the exact term used by him was 4 limbs of our system. Any of you prefer to make guesses? The 4 limbs of our simplified Kundalini Yoga system mentioned by Maharishi. Yeah, if you want to make any guesses, you can type in the messages. What are the 4 limbs mentioned by our Maharishi? 4 limbs of our simplified Kundalini Yoga practices. Okay, let us try to say at least one to start with. Yeah, meditation. It starts with meditation. Yeah, I'm seeing some of the answers. Yeah, the answer is given by Professor Muthu already, right? So those are the 4 limbs mentioned by our Maharishi: meditation, introspection, sublimation, and perfection. These are the 4 important stages in our simplified Kundalini Yoga practices. As we all know, the objective of our life is attaining the perfection. But we cannot reach directly to that step, right? So that is the way there are 4 main stages given in our practices. So we are starting the practice of meditation. Then we will go to the introspection practices. Then before that also, after completing that too, the perfection is not seen immediately. There is one intermittent stage termed by our guru, which is called as sublimation. So the sublimation is a stage which will help us to progress further towards perfection. And let us see today what is exactly happening in this step. Even we can start broadly from the first stage onwards, what exactly is happening to us when we go through those steps. So let us take the first one, meditation. When we talk about that first pillar or first limb, meditation, we all are practicing it for a while and we all can realize now it is a kind of practice which helps our mind to get more stronger. How that is achieved? When we are doing the meditation, the mind frequency is being lowered. When we reach to the lower mind frequency, we were getting better analytical skills and more strength to our mind, which we are calling that as mind power.
Anand, welcome done.
Yeah.
When there is no PowerPoint, why can't you show your face? Possible?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. It gives you some live,
Yeah, since it is on phone, I thought of, okay, let me try to reach a better place.
No, if at all possible, otherwise no risk. Carry on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, through the meditation practices, we are getting more strong mind, which helps us in making better analytical skills. That's what we are talking. Right? But there is one risk in this process. If we do only meditation in our life as a spiritual practice, the mind will get more and more stronger. And this can drive us in any direction, like whether it can be a positive side or the negative side. We can see that practically today in our real life also, right? Even the terrorists are doing the meditation to continue their determination and to achieve their goals and objectives. So meditation is a bit risky practice when we practice it alone. So that is the reason our guru has given the introspection as a second limb in our system. When we get the second stage of meditation, when we start practicing that second stage of meditation, we started learning the introspection practices. So that will be naturally helping the stronger mind to get further groomed. Because we know that, right, the introspection is a kind of self-analysis practices in which we identify the strengths and weaknesses of us. And then we will work on those to remove the weaknesses and improve the strengths further by constantly focusing on the progress. So basically, we have 2 components in introspection. That is like planning and maintaining the constant focus. These 2 are utilized as a technique in the second practice of introspection. Yeah, so we have a different kind of introspection practices for managing the major emotional situations in our daily life, which are known as, like, the topics goes in this way, right? The analysis of thoughts, moralization of desires, neutralization of anger, and eradication of worries. These are the major topics in our introspection practice, which supports us to move further in the spiritual journey. Now, if you see, we learned two strong practices, the meditation and introspection. Then think about our stage of life. Can we reach the perfection stage by effectively learning and practicing only these two practices? Yeah, if you are again analyzing whether these two only enough, then again, unfortunately, the answer is no. Because these two practices will support us to be out of trouble from now onwards. Like, by doing the effective meditation, we got some strong mind. Using that strength, and also we acquired some kind of knowledge through the introspection practices. By having these two, we will be able to stop the new troubles coming to us. But still, whatever the mistakes we have done earlier, that has to be handled in more focused way. Because that stock, we don't know how much it is and when it is going to be giving some results to us. We heard about the cause and effect system. It will not sit idle. For every action, there will be a result on the right time, which is like a divine justice. So what can we do for that now? So that is where Maharishi brought one more intermittent step before reaching to the perfection. He's quoting a new step, which is termed as sublimation. So sublimation is a kind of transformation, you can say. Yeah, because it's not like a direct physical practice. It is a journey which we all should go through it. And also, we have to move on fast track so that we will be able to attain the perfection within our lifetime. So when we do the repeated practice of meditation along with the introspection, as we say before, we will be able to get rid of all evil qualities, which is called as impurities in human being, so that we will be able to reach towards God by becoming more and more pure. That is what the perfection stage starts with. So when we think deeply about the sublimation stage, let us try to understand how this is happening and what needs to be done by us in this step. Before knowing that, we should know what will happen if the sublimation step is not there. Even though we have the two practices being done regularly, we will not be able to utilize it in our daily life effectively by naturally exhibiting them, exhibiting the qualities, the positive qualities. And also, as we see before, it may not stop the effects resulted by all our earlier mistakes in our lifetime or in our ancestors' lifetime. Here we need to understand a little bit more about the enjoyment, the pleasure and pain concept, right? Most of us, we are always in between this pleasure and pain. These are the continuous results for all our deeds. And most of us getting stuck into a vicious cycle of seeing both of these repeatedly, pleasure and pain. And we are not moving to the next two stages, which are peace and ecstasy. Even this stage, if it is continuing further of enjoying this pleasure and pain repeatedly, we may do some kind of mistakes. This will result even on some kind of diseases due to the prolonged accumulation of the impurities or blemishes, which are not cleansed from our human being. When we see the list of diseases which are indicated by our Guru, it goes in this way. It starts with like indigestion, high blood pressure, chest pain, mental illness, eye diseases, and loss of memory, diabetes, etc. So it's not stopping. It starts with that stage and it keeps continuing. So really, I was getting surprised to see this kind of list. Let us see more to understand the truth of this, how this is exactly happening. We keep talking about the impurities, right? What are those impurities and from where it came into us? Because we have seen that we all evolved from one single powerful energy source, which has all positive qualities and abilities. Then if we are all getting originated from that pure single energy source, then where from all these impurities came to us? This is where our Guru is introducing the evolution process of nature to us. We didn't get evolved as a single step from the energy source, right? It was a long journey of gradual transformation of the supreme power, initially to 5 elements, then to the living beings, starting with a single sense, up to the 6th sense of human being today. So all through this journey, we accumulate the impurities, which is within us as imprints in different proportion. And the different persons are exhibiting those qualities in different situations intermittently. When we think further, how this is getting increasing, like the imprints, how it is getting increased further and further. Maharishi has given a beautiful map to understand this. So initially there are 3 main blemishes in human being we are talking about. 3 main blemishes: ego, imprints, and illusion. So the ego, what it does, it is always having like a 2 kind of approaches, right? I and mine, like possessive and authoritative way. It concentrate the imprints, which is the second blemish within us. That imprints will be getting concentrated and moving towards, due to the increased ego, moving towards the negative imprints as 6 evil temperaments. Those are named as greed, anger, miserliness, immoral sexual passion, vanity, which is like feeling inferior or superior. And last one is vengeance. So these 6 evil temperaments, when they are not managed well, this will lead to 5 major sins in our life. So the map goes like this. It starts with the 3 main blemishes and the increased ego making the imprints to 6 evil temperaments. And that 6 temperaments, if it is not managed well, that will be resulting on the 5 major sins in our life, which are named as dishonesty, thievery, murder, rape, and gambling. So this is the map given by our guru to visualize how these impurities are affecting us and stopping us from moving towards perfection. Here I like to read out a poem written by our guru Vedatri Maharishi. The title of the poem appears to be like Ego, Sin, and Illusion. The I feeling, that is aggressiveness, and the mind feeling, which is possessiveness, together constitute the ingredients of ego. When in embodiment, the 6 temperaments starting with inordinate desire arise as emotions. The deeds thereby are impressed on the life energy, and these are what are known as sin imprints on the soul. And as long as the question, who am I, has not been raised and answered, sensual intoxication persists, and you are ignorant of what is good for you. This is what is called the state of illusion. So that is a poem written by our guru to understand and visualize the map which we discussed so far. So just a little bit elaborating on that 6 evil temperaments. Some of us might be familiar the same qualities in a different terminology, which we might have heard, like Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matcharya. So these are the Sanskrit terms for these 6 evil temperaments, which we were seeing in our map sometime back. And one more commonality for all these 6 qualities, when we see the desires, the desire is the base for all these 6 qualities. So that is why we used to hear earlier when we start about the miseries or troubles in our life, Buddha was giving a quote, right? Desires are the root cause for all the miseries. So when we think about that quality, desire is a natural thing, right? Everyone should have that, and everyone will have that, because that is a human life. Based on need, we will be getting a desire, so that we need to satisfy that desire to get it neutralized. So that cycle keeps continuing. So this is what the nature of desire happening within us. So when the desires are in a moderate way, by understanding the limit and method, if it is satisfied only in a proper way, then the life will go smooth. But when there is a problem in managing the desire, then all these 6 qualities will keep increasing. Let us recall the first one, the 6 evil temperaments. The first one is termed as greed, right? So when the desire is going beyond our capability and beyond the situation, which is not supporting us to satisfy, then it is termed as greed, right? The greed, when the greed quality is increasing within us, that will be ending up doing the 5 major sins, which we saw earlier. And the second one, anger. When you think about anger, When any desire is blocked by some object or by a person, then we start getting this quality, anger. So again, desire is the base for this second evil temperament also. The third one is seen as miserliness. So when the desire keeps increasing within us, when we get something and we wanted to keep it for ourselves and we are not willing to share with others, so that kind of stage leads to this quality, like miserliness. And it goes on further. The fourth one, immoral sexual passion, vanity, and vengeance. All these also, the base cause is being as desire. So that is the reason the desires have to be addressed properly so that we will be able to manage these six evil temperaments in a proper manner. And coming back to the sublimation, we saw that we are utilizing the power of the meditation and the knowledge of the introspection and utilize those skills to transform all these evil qualities to the noble qualities. And again, by understanding the limit and method on each enjoyment and the pleasure and pain experience cycle, we have to extend that cycle to peace and ecstasy status. So by this way, all the six evil temperaments can be converted to six noble qualities by maneuvering effectively. So if you visualize each of this temperament like an yardstick, one end of the stick is the evil side, evil quality, and the other end is the noble side with the noble quality. So by gradual purification, we are moving towards the length of the yardstick from the evil side and reach to the noble end. So when we talk about all six evil qualities, we can be able to convert them to six noble qualities. Those are named as contentment, tolerance, philanthropy, chastity, parity, and forgiveness. So all those greed, anger, miserliness, immoral sexual passion, vanity, and vengeance, those six evil qualities can be converted to the six noble qualities: contentment, tolerance, philanthropy, chastity, parity, and forgiveness. So when this transformation is achieved, the harmony is resulted within us. The physical body, mind, and life force will be harmonized automatically, which will be driving us to reach to the perfection stage. So these all are happening in this sublimation stage, which is the third limb in our simplified Kundalini Yoga system. And it is also a very significant step when we understand the importance of this stage and how to utilize the journey effectively, along with the practices which we learned in the previous two limbs, the meditation and introspection. So by understanding the importance of this step and effectively utilizing this step, we will be able to reach the perfection. But the duration differs for every person in a different way. Everyone will take their own time to cross this stage based on our own old stock. But again, by effectively practicing the meditation and introspection and sincerely adopting those power and knowledge, in our daily life, we will be able to cross this step, the sublimation step, in a faster way, and then we will be able to attain perfection within our lifetime. This purification will initially make ourselves pure, then it gradually make an effect on the people who is around us also. So that is a process visualized by our Guru also. When the purification starts from the self, it expands to his surrounding, and it can go up to the entire humanity in this world. So we all will be able to reach to that if you are effectively understanding and following these practices. So once again, blessings to all of you. Thank you.